A Catholic-run migrant facility in Pittsburgh is under scrutiny for allegedly forcing children to live in deplorable conditions. The charges come from internal emails from the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services Department. The list of alleged conditions at Journey of Hope includes lack of bathing and hygiene and unclean facilities. Journey of Hope is part of the Holy Family Institute, which operates under a government contract. And here to discuss this report is Thomas Jones, president of the American Accountability Foundation, which filed the Freedom of Information Act in order to obtain the emails that are at the center of this report. Thomas, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate it. So how did you find out about what was taking place at this facility, and what made you kind of dig deeper into the story?
Yeah, we've had a long time focus on the nonprofit groups that are housing minors and migrants coming across the southern border as part of the migrant crisis. And as part of that, we wanted to know what the Department of Homeland Security was doing. So we filed, as you said, a Freedom of Information Act asking for communications among the senior staff at the Department of Homeland Security and the Department of Health and Human Services, so we could see what was happening with the housing of unaccompanied children and other migrants coming across the border. And as you said, what we found in this Pittsburgh facility was appalling and shocking.
And how difficult was it, Thomas, for you to obtain the FOIA? And you said it was shocking. What else went through your mind when you're reading these emails?
Yeah, so it was pretty complicated. It took us really years to get a hold of this, and unfortunately, we had to sue the Biden administration to get them to release these documents. And I think when the documents came out, we understand why we had to sue them because, I mean, look, you kind of softballed what we found in this facility in Pittsburgh. The conditions just weren't just unclean. The whistleblower was reporting things like there was fecal matter smeared across the wall, children had lice, toilets were overflowing, and what happened was kind of the bureaucratic finger pointing instead of somebody doing the simple humane thing to pick up a mop and clean this mess up.
Yeah, and Thomas, have you been able to kind of corroborate these allegations? We have the emails, but was there been any other evidence, like pictures or videos or anything like that?
Not yet, but we were so appalled by this. We said this stuff needs to be on the street right away. So we made sure that the American people are aware of what was happening at this Pittsburgh facility. And really, it's part of a larger issue with the Biden administration is that they have recruited these nonprofit and often religious groups that don't have the experience necessary to adequately take care of particularly tender age minors in these facilities across the country. So we really, I mean, look, the border crisis is a humanitarian disaster, but I think these emails really put out an exclamation mark on what's happening to the young children that are coming across the border. I mean, one, they're getting trafficked by smugglers, many are getting raped, but what we're seeing also is even when our administration takes them into their government contractors, they're being put in unsanitary and inhumane conditions. It's just another facet of Biden's border disaster.
What's the situation right now with this facility, and what do you hope comes from sharing all this information?
Well, it is unclear on what the situation is at this facility right now, and I think it's really incumbent upon the Department of Health and Human Services to do a full-scale audit with the assistance of the Department of Justice to make sure all of these facilities are up to standards, that this isn't happening anywhere else. And look, we found out about this because we had to sue the federal government. The federal government should be overseeing these. And unfortunately, the reason they're not is that they're passing these contracts out to their political allies, and they don't want these messages out because they're picking their friends to run these contracts. And so, we hope that there's a full-scale investigation to ensure that no more children are, living in facilities smeared with fecal matter. And that's exactly what happens. And it needs to be that blunt. People need to understand what's happening. So we're hoping that the Biden administration really takes this seriously.
All right, Thomas, thank you so much for your time and for sharing this with us. We appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me on.